Hello, and welcome to my live stream review of Once Upon a Time's A Wondrous Place, a episode that I found to be quite wondrous. I really did enjoy tonight's episode a lot. And as I wait for you guys to start joining into the live stream, let me say, I think minus a couple like pacing issues and like a really weird like magic is the answer problem, I would say this episode is Frozen arc good. It's very good. And this is why this episode or this particular season, I really feel needed an Aladdin arc, because there were so many things about this episode that I loved and I would have loved to have seen like really spaced out. So I thought tonight's episode overall was really fantastic. The acting was great. And I really enjoyed this episode. As a Disney fan, like loved it so much because I am a very strong supporter of the live action Disney remakes. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. Because it's like it's a meta crossover between all the Disney princesses and whatnot. So I really loved it. So we'll discuss, well, you guys are already talking about Drunk Snow in the flashback, or in the present day. So we'll discuss Drunk Snow and Emma dealing with everyone. So the story has three arcs. It's Emma dealing with Killian's abandonment of her. And then it's, a flashback to Agrabah with Princess Jasmine. And then it's a present day storyline with Hook, Jasmine, Ariel, and Hook, Jasmine, Ariel, and Aladdin. So that's where the problem, I would say, is, because you have three different stories and you want all three. And you probably only want one or two. So, present day story. In Storybrooke, Emma is grieving, and Regina, being her biffle, decides to get her to go out drinking to essentially bash Hook, because that's what it's very relatable. When you experience a breakup or something, that you need to vent, you need to go out and party, and that's really exactly what they did. They went to Aesop Fables, which was a clever pun that could have been a whole Untold Stories arc as well. So Regina convinces Emma by well, actually, she doesn't convince Emma. What she first does is she does a 911 call, and then after the call, Emma gets there, and then she's like, "Why are you guys? What's going on? What's the problem?" And then misery meet company, and Snow White is drunk. She's talking with her daughter, with her stepmother, which is just so meta in the sense of just how far all these characters have come. So I really loved it. And then it just kind of came to Emma breaking down in front of the bartender. So I really did enjoy it. It was just some fun character moments. This episode did not include Rebecca Mader, Robert Carlyle, or Emily DeRaven. So those characters were not here. So we really got like a nice family bonding moment between everyone. And I loved it. So that was really cool. So the whole girls' night out was fun. I actually didn't review the scenes prior to the episode aired, so I didn't see any of the sneak peek reviews, or I didn't review any of the sneak peeks. So that really did take me by surprise. So I enjoyed that. And then we'll talk about the end of the episode at the end of the review, because at first I thought it was going to go into a completely different area, and I didn't want it to do that, and it didn't, and it surprised me, which was good, because this episode is written by one of my least favorite writers on the show, which is Jane Espenson. So Danielle Marcella just said Storybrooke was, for the most part, one big rom-com night. Yeah, that's kind of how you classify it. It's it was a lighter tone to the normally dark presence that Once Upon a Time cast, because you weren't really worrying about getting in or anything. You were just curious about Emma and her problems. I'm doing this solo tonight, so I had to make sure I have my water and whatnot. So I am good to go. So the backstory: Aladdin and Jasmine and Jafar. Actually, no, technically just Jafar and Jasmine. I loved it. I really loved it. I loved how there was the ring, which was symbolic from the movie that Jafar took from the Sultan. I love Karen David as Jasmine. I think she's absolutely fantastic. Disney's live action Aladdin truly needs Karen David. I don't think Karen David's too TV. There's a couple actors on Once Upon a Time that I would cast as kind of too TV at this point. I think Jennifer Morrison's a little bit too TV. I think even Jennifer Goodwin's a little bit too TV. but I think Karen David can totally jump to live action to be Aladdin or to be Jasmine. But I think they're casting new talent for that. I don't really know the whole situation with that, but I would have loved to see Karen David as the real Jasmine because she gives off Georgina Hag vibes and Amy Manson vibes. So in the flashback, you know, Jasmine and Ariel meet up, and Jasmine's petrified of Jafar, and Jafar turns Prince Ahmed, also from the original movie, into a wooden staff. And I was like, oh, that was cool. I love the nods to Aladdin. They were really, really fantastic. So Jafar turns Ahmed into a staff, and then Jasmine is like, I need help. I don't know what to do. She meets Ariel, and she's very accepting of Ariel right away. She sees the fin and is like, oh, whatever. So I just loved it because of the Disney princesses, minus the CGI ones, who I feel are kind of in a league of their own. Jasmine, Ariel, and Belle are my favorites, and I think that Once Upon a Time has captured Jasmine and Ariel perfectly. So before I go on, I have a question from Maya Maola, who says, I feel like they waited too long to bring Jafar in for the season. What do I think? I agree 100% with that. I think that Jafar could have been his own arc. I think he could have been 11 episodes, kind of like the Snow Queen. He could have been a villain in Storybrooke. He could have had a villain in the flashback and flashbacks and whatnot. We could have had a lot of Jasmine, Aladdin, a lot of Dennis Saldenzi and Karen David, and a lot of savior moments with Emma and Aladdin, and a lot of fun moments with Emma and Jasmine and whatnot. Like, it would have been really, really fun. And I think the show decided, because they wanted to do untold stories, they jumped the shark. The arcs would have been quite relevant here. To Brody White, who just asked me if I've seen the trailer for next week. Yes, I have, and I will be doing a review of it separately. I don't like to discuss the trailers prior to the video itself. Rebecca, I saw this stuff, Tiger. It was at the end of the episode. I thought that was really cute, a nod to Raja. I like that a lot. So that was fun. So what else? So in the flashback, sorry, I'm really just trying to make sure everything is going to be congruent for when people are watching this non-live. So prior or after Jafar turns Prince statue, or a staff, I guess, a statue staff, he threatens Jasmine to marry him, and that's exactly what Jafar wanted from the movie, so I enjoyed that quite a bit. I think Jafar is probably one of the best villains they have. Oded Fehr is fantastic as a villain, and he was just so underused. So underused. It's so unfortunate. He's so unfortunate that he's so underused. So Jasmine, she tries to find a way out of this problem because she doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. And, like I already said, she meets up with Ariel, and then, they go and, well, they try to find Prince Eric, and it turns out that Prince Eric is Jafar in disguise. And then this is where I was like, wait, whoa. First off, Prince Eric on the show is extremely underdeveloped, but Disney princes, thematically, are almost always underdeveloped. I mean, think about it. It took them over 20 years to give a prince a name. I mean, I guess technically Prince Charming is his name from Cinderella, but that's not in the film. So, just Disney princesses have horrible development. And I guess Once Upon a Time is reflective of that. And that's why poor Jafar, or poor Gil McKinley, is on the screen for 2 seconds. It's Jafar. And then, Jasmine says, I'll marry you. And he's like, and she gives him the ring. And then Jafar goes, oh, this ring protects Agrabah. And I'm like, wait a second. Where did that come from? And that's the problem that I have with fantasy shows. They use magic as a like a cheat, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Because hey, it's magic, so we can do whatever we want. And that's exactly what happened here. So then Jafar vanishes away. Agrabah banishes Ariel back to the sea, and then we have the whole Hook and Jasmine and Ariel and Aladdin team up, which is the present day. So, the rom-com in Storybrooke was fun, though I wish we were there a little longer, but the end of it kind of made up for that. But I would have enjoyed a couple more drunk Emma Regina interactions. Though I know everyone really loved Drunk Snow, because that's been relevant in the comments. The flashback with Ariel and Jasmine, that could have been a couple of episodes. I would have loved if that was like a thing, like a couple episodes, like 2, 3, to have like them on like a real team up or meet up 1 or 2 more times. So that's another problem, and I discussed this, that the show it's jumping the shark and it's running around and the pacing's all over the spot, and Jafar just kind of got wasted, and the whole Jasmine Ariel team got wasted because now Ariel's going back to Hangman's Island, and then it's a mess. Like that's kind of a mess, but this episode on itself, so good, so good. So Hook is desperate to get back home to Emma. We all want Hook to be back home to Emma, and he teams up with Len and Jasmine. He's in the Enchanted Forest, and then they decide to go after Jafar, which I thought was weird. They end up in Hangman's Island. Poor Captain Nemo has to go fix his sub or deal with his crew to fix the sub, which I think is underwater, so I'm not really 100% sure what's going on there. But I guess he's off the show, and Liam 2.0 is no longer on the show as well anymore, which is also unfortunate. Also, the show hasn't again been renewed for season 7, but I think they lost some moments here to enhance the Liam and Killian ending relationship. So Odette Fair and Karen David have a very unique chemistry, and Danielle just said for a second I thought Jasmine might kiss Jafar, and I actually thought that too, and I thought that the two have a great chemistry, and I really liked it. So I thought, what if she kisses him or something like that to distract him? Just something. So I really, really enjoyed the magnetism between the two of them when they were interacting. Especially, I liked how Jafar just knocked everyone else out and just left poor Jasmine to deal with him one-on-one, which is crazy. So then in the end, Jasmine ones up him like you expect. I think Jasmine's captured so well. I've said that many times, but I think she's just so well done. And then Jafar becomes a staff. And then following that, like I said, Agrabah's released. And then after Agrabah is released, well, the episode kind of ends, and Ariel goes home. Jasmine and Aladdin get their happy ending, which means they'll never see them again, which is unfortunate. And then Hook is able to use a shell that thanks Ariel to talk to Emma. And then Gideon comes in, and we're like, wait a second. Why is Gideon here? I was like, oh, no. Like, save your tears. Like, what is happening here? Not a fan of that. And then he's like, I need you to kill the Black Fairy with me. I'm like, okay. You want to be good. You ironically listen to your father. So I was like, okay, anti-savior, savior team up next week. And that's the trailer. And then we'll discuss the trailer there. Review. Tonight's episode, that was just my review of it. And now we'll have a fun discussion with you guys, possibly some Harry Potter discussions. That drove the chat for quite a while last week. So I would have to say this is on Frozen level, and I loved it. I really loved it, and I really wish this whole season was more like that. So, all right. You guys have been chatting with me. I've been seeing the comments go off. I just wanted to just really get a review out, because sometimes I feel that I don't always get to review it. So let's discuss. So let me go with the first one. So the Disney Love 58 says, I feel like Emma is being a bit of a hook even when she is giving up right away. What do I think? Well, we knew there was a wedding this season. She was upset. I didn't think too much of it because, spoilers leaked of a wedding. And I believe they're getting married in the musical episode, so I know he's going to get back. Like, the whole struggle isn't like that big of a deal because they've already spoiled part of it. So I don't think she's being a hypocrite. I think she thought he left. So, well, he left. Why should she fight? He's gone. So I don't think she's being a hypocrite at all. She had every right to be upset. So I guess a lot of you guys are interested in the Neverland thing. I don't know what's going to be happening with Neverland because I thought that was done. But anywho, Brody White is Greg is alive, or did they forget about him? No, I believe Greg is dead. His shadow was pulled out, and then they said his body was in like a state of like a really gross state. So I think he's dead. I think Greg is completely gone. All right, so Danielle Marcella said Jafar may have been turned to a staff, but is that permanent? If the staff turns up in Rumpel's shop in the future episodes, could Jafar be turned back into a human and cause chaos to Cerebro? I think he's stuck as a staff because he's with Ariel, and Ariel isn't turning him back. So I think he's gone. His status is as a staff. It's trapped. So I don't think he's coming back. I know a lot of you guys are excited for next week's episode, but I have to rewatch the trailer again to kind of digest it. I only saw it on the television. I know there was a spider. I know there's Neverland. I know Emma and Gideon are teaming up. And it looks cool. It looks very cool, but I'll make a more in-depth review of it next week. So let me just go back through to see that I have anyone questions that I might have missed. Now, I guess, I have a question for all of you guys who are watching, because this is an interesting one. What was your favorite moment of tonight's episode? Just tell me, and we'll kind of dive into it. But beyond fake snow, I know fake snow is a great thing, but just kind of share with me your favorite moments so we can have a fun discussion about this. And I have to say, my favorite moment was truly anything when Joanna Garcia and Princess Jasmine were on the screen together. I thought they were just so good. It's so good. Like I said, huge fan of Disney live action fairy tales, and I really loved it. I really, really loved it. Okay, so Daniela just asked, what kind of twist could they put on Tiger Lily when she comes into the storyline? Well, I guess it's dealing with next week's episode, but I don't really know. I really don't know how they can twist it. She's gonna have a pass with Hook. It's probably it. Stephen Caruso goes, my favorite part was when Jasmine was taking down Jafar. Yes, another fantastic moment of this episode. To play Cool 21, I did like when I did like Jasmine and Ariel together. It reminded me of when Ariel and Belle were together. Yeah, I think Joanna Garcia just has a fantastic chemistry with anyone. I think she's a really good television actress. I think she might be too TV as well, unfortunately. And she works very well. Kevin says, I like True Love's Kiss. They always make me feel happy. I have to say that was probably the most passionate True Love's Kiss they've had on the show ever, because normally the person they wake up from True Love's Kiss is asleep. This was a fun one. Okay, Anna Paul Barris goes, do you think Lily's the dragon's daughter, or could Tiger Lily be the dragon's lost daughter? I don't think Lily's the dragon's daughter. I think that's actually been confirmed through dialogue earlier in the season. As to being the dragon, the thing is, the show is, how do I say it? It's peaks and valleys. And it has so much, because it's based upon a huge canon, that stuff will slip through the cracks. So the dragon, in terms of just the way the show is done, isn't important. So that they don't want to discuss it because it doesn't fit into what the creators have for it. So I highly doubt the dragon will ever come back into play. And if he does, the only thing they could do is his daughter. But I think they need another season to divest that, because there's so many minor characters. I guess Cinderella's kind of done. But Princess Aurora, Mulan, you could do more with Ruby and Dorothy that you want to see more of. And like I said, the show just has way too much to deal with. Do I think Emma or Regina will kill the Black Fairy? My guess is going to be a combo of Emma and Gideon, which I think will be fun. I actually really liked what we were told about the Black Fairy in the trailer. I thought that was a really cool twist. To play Cool 21 says, so I guess we'll never know about Lily and Maleficent. Honestly, I think that's quite a possibility. There's a very good chance, because Time After Time has already been canceled, and it's only had 5 episodes, which is awful. Like, it's so bad that that's already been canceled. But I don't think Lily and Maleficent are gonna get closure, because the show is statistically all over the place. And this season alone is just, it jumps back and forth. And if they just had this whole Aladdin, Jasmine, Jafar arc for 11 episodes, I think it would have been fine. Okay. Okay, Greg goes, would love to see Regina Rebecca the Evil Queen. She was more badass. Oh, no, Greg, I can't agree with that. I love Regina now. And we already got the Evil Queen in so many episodes, and now she has moved on. Danielle goes, I liked how Jasmine mentioned Scheherazade. I'm pretty sure that was the origin of the Aladdin story, which Disney picked up on. Yeah, I believe Scheherazade did tell the king who's going to chop her head off the story of Aladdin. So it was fun. It was good. Actually, if you remember, way back in the summer on my backup channel, I made a video where I said Disney or Once Upon a Time has casted Scheherazade, and I went, "This is not Scheherazade. This is a cover for Aladdin and Jasmine." They said they were casting Sinbad and Scheherazade. I'm like, no. I mean, it'd be cool if they did, because like I thought Scheherazade could be an author. I was like, no. Scheherazade's a cover for Princess Jasmine, and I was totally right. 10:50 Angelina, yes. Time After Time is canceled. I think just its ratings weren't that good. I have not watched it. I watched The Walking Dead after Once Upon a Time, but yeah, it's been unfortunately cut off. Susan Hole goes, I don't understand why tears would stop Killian from hearing Emma. Honestly, I agree with you, Susan, 100%, because this is a problem with fantasy shows. They use magic as a cheat, and that was a weird cheat with no real basis. Like, it wasn't explained, and like the whole diamond controlling Agrabah. I was like, what? No. So, you know, the show had to cheat a little bit here. Brianna Heckle goes, I guess Ariel was going to meet Jasmine after Eric said he wanted to travel to Agrabah in season 3. Yeah, the story kind of fit, but poor Ariel is now back to the sea. I was trying to actually map it out in my head how the Ariel storyline was going to work, but whatever. Danielle Marcella goes, the tears have reminded me of the Unentangled when Rapunzel saved Flynn Rider. Oh, I didn't see that, but I guess Emma and Hook could be connected to Rapunzel and Flynn. I personally want a real Rapunzel and Flynn, but I guess I could see the parallel. Alexander Johnson asked, do I want Once Upon a Time to be renewed for season 7? Yes, I do. I want Once Upon a Time to be renewed for season 7 very badly. All of my favorite shows have been renewed except Once Upon a Time, which has been awful. Like, no, it was not awful they've been renewed. It's awful that every show I like except the one I talk about the most has been renewed. I don't like that because I do so much work with ones. So Will Turner fan, AWB, holy heck, I wasn't expecting Twist Gideon wanted to kill his grandma, the Black Fairy. I thought he was working for her. I thought that was a cool twist, in all fairness. I didn't think he was working for her. I just thought he was corrupted, but I guess he listened to his dad. So I really did like that. Sharon William goes, the Aladdin story is a fake story written by Frenchmen in the 19th century. Why does Disney base stories off of fake stories? I don't have an answer for that because I don't work for the company. They base their movies off of fairy tales. It's just how it goes. And sometimes they'll make their own up, like Zootopia. But that's also been a lawsuit. 17 Angelina, your comment I really love. There are so many things Once Upon a Time have going on and never answering. Yes, so accurate, so accurate, because the show is just a mess, sometimes. Underworld spinoff. Yes, I would love an Underworld spinoff. Just a little Underworld spinoff where you could have each villain kind of deal with Cruella. Victoria Smurfit is such a good actress. And I love her Instagram story. I love her Instagram post. I think she's really funny. So I think that an Underworld spinoff would be really fun and just a good way to, if the show had to end, I think that would I actually think that would draw viewers back in because it's a Disney villain show, in all fairness. I mean, how can you not like a Disney villain show? That'd be really cool. You wouldn't see Jafar. Yes, Jacob Hare, Underworld spinoff with A Night Before Christmas. Oh, I so wish Joe was here to discuss that because he loves the Night Before Christmas, and I think that would be really fun too. I would love to see Jack Skellington. In fact, I would cast the actor who plays Gabe on The Office to be Jack. Let's see. Tarlac Emerald. Spoiler, Emma is going to die. She's trying to renew her contract for season 7. Yeah, I never thought Emma was going to die. Once Upon a Time hasn't been renewed for season 7, but I know if it is, Jennifer Morrison would come back because she's the main character. But the show really doesn't have its renewal, so she's working on it, but we don't know. To Play Cool 21. Love this question. I wonder how Merida, Elsa, and Honor are doing these days. I do too. I would love if during the Captain's Home wedding, if we could even just get cameos of them. I thought that would be fantastic. I mean, how cool would that be? Just to even see the backs, to know that they were able to come to their wedding. I would like that. I'm assuming Elsa is happy ruling Arendelle, and Anna and Kristoff are off being married, and Merida is happy being queen. Susan Hull goes, Killian will always come back. And yeah, he will. Killian and Emma are in love. JJ Vargas, Joe is he's not able to attend tonight. He's out. Not sure what he was doing, but he told me in advance, so I was good. Rebecca Cook, Rob, Joe, let's go, guys. Kevin C, I want them to do a Once Upon a Time in Oz and for it to be all about Zelena. I don't know if Rebecca Maida could hold a whole show. I mean, I think she's fun. I think she's really good, but I don't know if she could hold a whole show. I would be cautious about a whole Oz spinoff. Like I said, I like her, but I don't think she would need an ensemble cast. She really would. I think Oz would need to have some really good actors to help with that. With her being the lead, of course, but I think she would definitely need some really good supporting roles. Blossom Nugent, how does Ariel's necklace restore her voice if Regina took it? Yeah, that was a good break of canon that I thought was interesting as well, because I was like, wait a second, because she was so sad when she left. So when she left Eric's kingdom, and then she was clearly looking for him again. So it looks like it took place after episode 6 of season 3. This flashback 3 years later. So I don't know. Tarlac Emerald, I wonder if Zelena's episode we're going to see Dorothy and Ruby. I'm not sure. I don't even know when the Zelena episode is coming, but I believe the title is something Bluebirds Fly. I'm actually looking forward to that, because I think Zelena needs some improvement, or not even just improvement. Screen time. She's a main character, and she's been in half the episodes this season. I'm assuming, though, she gets paid for every episode she's credited, though. Greg Laverne, when they did the Underworld story, they touched a little on Greek myths. Would love them to go more into depth with Greek myths as far as different types of monsters that are in the Greek mythology. Oh, I would say no. I think Once Upon a Time just can't handle Greek myths. They're not good. Hercules was a bomb. I think they had a good time with Hades for a moment, and then Greg Germain just ruined that. I would say no to more Greek myths on Once Upon a Time. To play Cool 21, to add to Kevin C, would it be great? Wouldn't it be great for Zelena to make amends with Dorothy and those in Oz? I think so. I think Zelena is really on the path for amending everything. I want to see more of her. So I think that'll be a good episode. Jacob, thank you for letting me know where Bluebirds Fly. We'll have the Timid and the Cowardly Lion for a Zelena episode. I think that's episode 18, 17. Not sure. I don't have the sheet in front of me, but I think it'll be good. Will Turner, fan AWE, do you think maybe Tiger Lily could be the one to help finally get Killian home after the Neverland part this episode? They already stated it'll be next episode. Probably. I mean, he's gonna come home soon. I mean, he totally he's gonna be home by episode 20. Like, he's not gone for long. The wedding is episode 20. Like, we know that. Like, it's not a problem. So I think we shouldn't be worried about him not coming. Let's see. Oh, thank you. All right, so Tarlac Emerald says, is there a main villain anymore? Gideon seems to be good now, and they're trying to take out the Black Fairy, but then who? Yeah, I thought about that too the second he said, I want to take out the Black Fairy. I don't know there's no overarching villain. And they had a chance with Jafar, and that was just a bomb. I mean, it was a bomb story-wise, not a bomb for what I saw. Because I liked him in this episode. I think Odette Fair is fantastic as Jafar, but he's only in like 3 episodes, so it wasn't done right. So we didn't have like a threat, and I don't think Gideon is threatening. And Rumpel is so peaks and valleys with his own evilness. There's really not a lot of villains, and they killed Hyde, who was the best villain they had. The Evil Queen Serum was reformed, so I mean, there's no main villain. There's no main villain, and you really can't say the Black Fairy is the main villain when she hasn't been in any episodes. Okay, let's see. Brianna Huck. At least Ariel got more than Tinkerbell / is Ariel done? I think Ariel is definitely done with her happy ending. I thought her happy ending was done a long time ago, and I liked her little cameo back in season 4. But I think Ariel's essentially done. I mean, if the show ends, I would just assume that Ariel got back to Eric and they are living happily ever after, and there will be a melody. Catherine Bode, how do I feel about Isaac's return next week and how he will play into the plot? I thought the author was actually really fun, so I'm not really sure what's going to be happening with him or not. So, I mean, like Henry's the author, so why do you need either? Isaac, excuse me. Rebecca Hook, can I just take a minute to say whether the show is running or not? I love that it has given people a platform to meet, talk, and grow to. No, please, Richard. Yeah, I would say Once Upon a Time has been fantastic for that because it brings in a multitude of people. So we're able to, I mean, I've talked to so many of you guys and I love it. I've been getting to know a lot of people, made some pretty good friends out of it. Once Upon a Time it's a great show. Like it's really, even if it does end, I'll have some great memories from it. So I don't want it to, but it's been quite a ride. Kevin, I guess the Black Fairy will be the new big bad from what I've heard. She might be behind a lot of stuff that we've seen but didn't know about. See, that's bad writing. That's bad writing. You just can't throw it in 6 years later. I mean, the darkness could have been the bad. That would have made sense with the whole Dark Swan thing, but I don't buy the Black Fairy. That's just bad writing. Well, Brianna Huck, whatever happened to the author, he was put into jail, and now that's where he is. So I really feel I covered everything about this episode. At 10:15, Angelina, all the stories that the show hasn't answered are left in the land of mental stories. That's pretty funny. I actually really like that. All right, Maya Mayola, what has been your favorite episode of season 6 so far? Ooh. Honestly, I'd probably go with the one I just watched because I felt Frozen level vibes. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I think it was really strong. And I mean, minus, we lost, Rebecca Mader, Robert Carlyle, and Emily DeRaven. And I think that's fine because we got some really great episodes. So actually so why don't we do a little poll in the chat in the comments? What are you guys love for your episodes? Like, what's your favorite? I see Brianna Huck said Murder Most Foul. I thought A Wondrous Place was probably the best. I actually also love the title of it. I mean, so close to the actual song of I would have liked it was called A Whole New World, but whatever. Brianna Huck, this is actually a great point that I didn't touch on. She said David actually wasn't that mad about Hook killing his dad. Yeah, they kind of just let that go, and then David went to bed. I knew Charming wouldn't be mad. But so why don't you guys tell me what your favorite episodes were, and we'll try to discuss season 6 as a whole so far. And you guys know I think it's relatively sloppy. But yeah, let me know what's been your favorite episode of 6. As I said, I would say it's been A Wondrous Place. I know a lot of you have been saying Murder Most Foul. Stranger Case from Kevin. The Other Shoe from Susan. The Hook and Killian team up was my favorite episode. Catherine, I think Hook and Killian are the same person. So I'm assuming it was the Prince and Charming one, which is Murder Most Foul. So a lot of you guys are really liking this episode. And I have the Cinderella episode. So it's fun. The episodes that involve Disney characters or that involve main characters such as Hook and Killian makes sense. Is at least from the poll. I know a couple of you guys are seeing other episodes. Will Turner said Dark Waters, and then To Play Cool 21. Am I the minority for liking the first one, The Savior? No, The Savior was fantastic. It was a great episode. I thought visually it was constructed very well. I was very excited for it. I think this season has had many misses, but it's had many standouts. Or that's a bad way to describe it. It's had misses where they could have made it stronger, but they've also had some really good episodes that have stuck out in my mind, such as A Wondrous Place. I would say even The Savior would stick out. The Other Shoe was really good. I'm blanking on the episode with the Count of Monte Cristo. I think that actually might have been A Strange Case, but I'm not sure. Got my Sailor Moon cup. That's coming back soon. I can't wait for that. Typical 21. I miss Hyde. He was the best villain. Hyde was fantastic. He was a fantastic villain. I miss him too. Let's see. This season had Hyde. It had the Evil Queen. It had Jafar. It had the Black Fairy. It has the Black Fairy. It has Gideon. I mean, that's 5 villains. It has Rumple every so often. Blackbeard's coming back next week. I mean, that's 7 villains. That's a lot of villains. It's a lot of villains. If any of you guys watch, superhero shows like Arrow or Flash, like they might have like a random standoff villain, but not one to have like, major consequences like all of these ones seem to have. I feel like they were like, oh, we'll test this one with the Evil Queen, and then we're like, make her a snake, make her good. Again, writing has been a little off this season. So, unless you guys have anything else that you want me to talk about, let me know. If not, we'll end the chat. And because we had a fun discussion, we've talked about Once Upon a Time for over 30 minutes. Whatever happened to Savior mythology? That was kind of thrown away. Again, the show throws away a lot of things. That's a great question, Susan. I don't really know what else to say, just beyond the fact that the show was like, whatever. Tarlik Emerald, who do you think the figure in Emma's vision is? I really don't think it's Gideon. I don't think it's Gideon. I don't even think it's anyone. I think the vision was kind of meh. I think it's a vision. Visions don't always have to come true. So it might have been Gideon in the beginning, but now that they seem to rectify the issue, I think we're good. Rebecca Cook, what was Charming's reaction at the beginning of the episode? I missed it. Well, he was like, oh, he'll kill my dad. That's not very good. Why didn't you talk to me? Then, oh, he left me from Emma. Oh, it's okay. Anna Barzi, we didn't talk about Once Upon a Potter. Well, we can still discuss Once Upon a Potter. We were talking about the show. I mean, I have Audible, fantastic app when I add, and I've been listening to the Harry Potter books, and I just finished, I just finished 6, and I'm on book 7. And I was driving today. I was driving for 4 hours today, and I got a good chunk through book 4, and I really love listening to Jim Dale narrate it. And then I thought, Once Upon a Time and Harry Potter have a lot in common. They use magic, in a sense, to manipulate things plot-wise sometimes, because that's just how it works. But I thought I would really, really think it'd be fun if they could blend, or if the Disney company had got Once Upon a Time, got Harry Potter first. But I mean, let's face it, Henry could be a Harry Potter. I don't think he's good enough to do it, but he could be a Harry Potter trope. I mean, the show could really manipulate the Harry Potter storylines, but that's just a tangent. I wonder if Elizabeth Bennet will be good friends with Emma. I don't know about that one. 10-15 Angelina, I like Land of Stories. That would be really cool. I've said this a couple times. I want the Land of Untold Stories to come back, and excuse me, I wish it had come back earlier, but again, whatever. Colby Gill, when is your once rating videos coming out? Are you working on it? Was trying to make like a TV rating video, but they come out so late that by the time I get it, the sneak peek is already out for the new episode, which is why I would kind of gave up on the idea. I wanted to do it so badly. I thought they'd be out by Tuesday or something, but they decided they just come out so late. But I think it's because they're pulling it from so many different sources. Brianna Huck, the part I hated the most from Harry Potter when I was little. The part I hated the most from Harry Potter when I was little, it was a little younger, is now Once Upon a Time. Okay. I'm gonna just ignore what I just said, please. But so let's ratings. That's gonna be my last point tonight is ratings. And I really wish I had Joe here because he is really good with these discussions. So the show has had really odd numbers. It hit in the 2 millions, which it's never done. And think about it, the show started off with 12 million people watching it. So I hope tonight was able to at least get over the 3, possibly the 4. The highest rated episode this season was 4 million, but I think just review-wise, everyone will really love this episode. Danielle Marcel, how about bringing in Dorian Gregory in a future episode? Rumple could have given him that cursed painting. Why is the name Dorian Gray sound really familiar to me. I can't think of who that is. Danielle, could you just tell me who that was? I'm not 100% sure. Brian, how can they see how many people watch it on Netflix? I think they can. Netflix doesn't release its ratings to the public, but for example, a lot of you I know have liked the show Charmed. Charmed is the second highest watched show on Netflix. And I think Netflix did let that leak. And I don't know where Once ranks, but it always seems to come up in the trending stuff. So I think a lot of people do watch it. And I don't know if ABC factors that in though. I don't think they do. But I think tonight's review for a rating, I would give it an 8, probably myself. I really liked it. I think it had some plot holes, as once does. But I hope it just scores really high in the millions. 2 by Cool 21, so if it gets to the million, it will be canceled. I don't think ABC doesn't like low numbers. It just, you don't make money from it. It's a business. I think if it got to 1 million, that would be really bad. It'd be so bad if that happened. And I don't think it will, but we don't want to see, we want to see the numbers increase. I believe Murder Most Foul, which is ironically a great episode, but the lowest reviewed, or rated. So we really want to see these episodes start to, bolster views, because if not, the show is almost a done deal for cancellation. I mean, if you look, I know CBS to ABC is so different, but if you look at some of the shows on CBS with 10 million views still, like even God, Hawaii 5-0, it's just apples and oranges. Kevin, what if they turn Once Upon a Time into a Netflix show for the season? That would be get a whole season at once. I don't work in the business of Hollywood, so I don't know how a cable show goes to Netflix. I don't know that whole process of the business. I would love to know it. I don't know how that works. Like the Marvel Netflix shows, Marvel, which is Marvel proper, the Marvel owned by Disney, was able to negotiate it, and they got their own show. But then there was another really good show, Hannibal, which was fantastic, and then NBC cut that show, and people were like, oh, Amazon should pick it up, Netflix should pick it up, but they never did. And it was just really unfortunate that happened. Again, I don't know how Netflix would pick it up. I would like to see it happen. I want one more season, because there's so many little things to get answered. But again, I just don't know how Netflix and ABC particularly would do that. Kobe Gill, Ill Burning Patterns got 2.7 million. Yeah, that's the lowest. I saw that. That was the lowest for Once Upon a Time. I did see that earlier. So yeah, I think a lot of us want a season 7 for sure. As to how we get it, I don't know. Greg Overn, don't know how they calculate the ratings with so many people going off the grid, just choosing Hulu and Netflix. Not sure if that counts to be ratings. ABC releases it or if it's separate. So to my knowledge, the way that ratings are constructed is done just via the Nielsen boxes, which, if you can believe, is still a thing. So it's essentially all those people that are using the Nielsen's to watch it, but then they don't construct international ratings, because the show does air, I believe, in other countries. There are some countries where it airs all at once, which is generally when it goes to Netflix, or there's some countries, I think England gets it as it airs. I'm not sure, but I know there's international countries that get it, but those don't factor into it. And then they don't factor in the Hulu, even though ABC and Hulu have the ads that run on it. So it's really just the Nielsen's, as far as I know, and that's a problem. And you can't, it's unfair, because if you compare TV to the box office, you know that everyone's going, because because there's no Nielsen's, you just see ticket numbers. If people don't go, there's no money. But people watch TV in so many different ways, and I think the system needs to be tweaked. You need to either remove the Nielsen family and include next day streaming, probably even the whole week streaming, because I know a couple people that won't watch this episode till midweek. So I'm not really. I think it definitely needs to be changed. As I said, I don't work in the business of Hollywood. I just do this for fun. So I'm not 100% positive. Kevin just said, I don't think we have those Nielsen boxes in Canada. See, I didn't even know that. I mean, I know it's definitely an American thing, the Nielsen boxes, but if it's not in Canada and it airs right at the same time, in Canada and America, what? 2 million people that probably are watching it, and then they don't get counted in, and that's unfortunate because that would help. That would help it bolster it, and you want to bolster it. Brianna Huck goes, I don't know what I'm going to do if it ends because my friends and I only talk about once at school. Talk about everything that didn't happen once and what you would like to do. You would like them to fix. There's so many. You can talk about once per day. I promise. Tarlek Emerald, since Josh and Ginny don't want to be on the show anymore, what will the explanation them for not being around season 7? The explanation would be they are happy and they moved, or they are just chilling in their loft. Their story's been done. Electra 45 Blacklist and Once Upon a Time is the most watched show on Netflix. I don't not believe you. I just find that hard to believe. Just because Netflix has like 1,000 shows. So I'm not really sure if Once is the most popular show on Netflix. I just don't believe that. I love the show, don't get me wrong, but I don't even watch it on Netflix. But I also own on DVD. So I don't think I can't believe it's the most popular show on Netflix right now. Danielle Marcella, they could spin off once in other ways besides television, like comic books and novels. I think they do have a couple novels, but that would be another way to at least continue the story. Charmed did that. They have those boxes. No, excuse me. They had those comic books, which are actually really good. I read the season 9 comic for Charmed. So Once Upon a Time could get a season 7 comic if ABC wanted to do that. They work with Marvel. Access to comic books. They should do it. So Brianna Huck goes, we don't have Nielsen boxes in Romania either. So I think the Nielsen rating is really unfair because if you don't have them internationally, it doesn't count. It's really just counting in those particular families that have them. I don't know. I'm not a Nielsen family. Let's see. It would be great if it aired at around the same time in some countries. So Anna Paula Brazzi, could you just let me know what time you watched the show tonight? I watched it at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. When were you able to watch it? Will Zelina and Belle return to season 7? Well, there's no season 7 yet. To Play Cool 21, I do not. I have no answer for that. People watch shows on ABC.com from Susan Hole. Again, I'm not in charge of how it's calculated. All I know is that it's just based on, I mean, ABC.com might be different. That they might count because that's ABC can monetize that directly. But as far as I know, all they're doing is going off the ratings and like how many people tune in the night of. So it's an unfair system because it's the night of. Well, as I said, the box office gets to have essentially 8 weeks of people buying tickets. Movie math to TV math is very different. I got a Will Turner fan AWE. By the way, Will Turner fan AWE. If your name is what I think it is after Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean, I love it because I am so excited for Pirates 5. I got a prediction that Snow and Charming will go back to the Enchanted Forest where they will raise Neil and they want raise Neil like they want to do with Emma. That would be really nice. That would be really, really nice. I like that. Kevin C, I know they're able to track people who pay-per-view shows, so that wouldn't make sense. But I don't. Again, the whole way the shows are tracked is it's just different from it's different from movies. It's sporadic and it's awful. Though again, it shocks me that like a Hawaii 5-0 can get 10 million people when Once Upon a Time cannot. Brianna Huck, you watched Once Upon a Time at 3 a.m. Oh my God. And you're up talking to me right now. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this very long review. I think I've been discussing it for an hour. Wow. And Joe's not even here. So I think I'm going to wrap this up because I wanted to discuss the trailer in its own video, and then I actually want to get to The Walking Dead as well to discuss that tonight. Rebecca Cook, don't shoot me, but when I want to rewatch an episode, I use a Showbox, which doesn't count. No, I don't think it does. Quite frankly, if I rewatch an episode, I just go to Hulu because I don't even record them anymore because I'm always home for it. So yeah, like I said, the whole rating system is different. It's ridiculous, and I don't know, and I don't know what's going to happen with the future of the show. And thank you, Danielle, for saying that these discussions are fun. I'm glad you guys. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in to these reviews. They're very fun to have to discuss, and the show is very huge with its canon. So I really enjoy everyone coming in to discuss with me. But I think it's kind of bad when my my online review is longer than an episode. But anyway, that just shows how much I can talk. So let's see. Reese Billings, I think, once deserves more seasons. I think it does deserve at least one more season. What bugs me is I used to watch Supernatural, and that show I lost major interest in. Like after season 7. After the Leviathan thing, I was like, I'm done with this, which is season 7. They're on season 13, or they were renewed for season 13. I was like, whoa. How does that get 13 seasons? And ones can barely get a 7. And they were renewed for season 13 months ago. So it's very unfair, but the CW has lower standards in comparison to Once Upon a Time. The Country Music Awards are on tonight from Susan Hawley. I don't know how much that would factor in to just the ratings. I mean, shows are on all the time for Once Upon a Time, but once it's on. So I really just think it's a matter of interest at this point. 10:15 Angelina, the show So Jump the Shark. I'm assuming we're discussing Supernatural because yes, it did. It got very, very bad. One of my friends who still watches it, and I was like, "Oh, what's happening in the show?" I just was making conversation with him, and he's like, "Oh, they added God." I went, "Whoa, why?" And I was able to guess everything because it's just very predictable. But Supernatural is a bomb, and the fact that still has such a gigantic fan base and Once is struggling it's very unfair. Kevin goes, I think Once could get 1 or 2 more seasons at the most. I think 1 is fair. I think 1 is kind of all they could get. I tried posting a link, but on Facebook there's a podcast called Once Upon a Time by Beth and Abby. You should check it out. I'm always looking for new podcasts to listen to, so I'll try to check it out. 2PlayCool21. And 10:15 Angelina just told me God has a sister. Okie doke. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped watching that show. Anna Paula Brazieri, I think one more to explain some things and fix some plot holes and a fun season for fans. Yes, that is exactly how season 7 should go. Rebecca, she just wrote, she can't hear me. Oh, I really hope my connection is okay. Without Joe here to tell me that it's faltering or me telling him it's faltering, I don't know. So I do hope you guys can watch that it's not malfunctioning for everyone else. I do, and I'm very, very upset. Yeah, I'd be very upset if that happened. Greg Lavernio, one, excuse me. A few episodes ratings earlier this season may have been affected by the Major League Baseball players when the Cubs, everyone following them. Everyone's trying to give like the show excuses for why it's been slow in ratings, and I think it's really a lack of interest. I don't think, like, if you're just interested in baseball, you're gonna watch baseball, and if you're interested in the Major League, if you're interested in like the Country Music Awards, you're gonna watch Country Music Awards. It's just what you're gonna do. But if you want to watch Once Upon a Time, you're gonna watch it. Like I think it's just a lack of interest, and I mean, I did a whole ratings video discussing every episode that's every season finale and premiere. So I think it's just dipping. Will Turner fan AW, you go. He loves Supernatural still. How? It's I can't imagine to love it. I think if Once gets to season 7 and can actually pull up the reset, ratings could go up only if the advertising of the show gets better. Okay, I do not work in marketing at all, but I love the concept of marketing. I think it's fantastic, and I think ABC fails at it. And I think, for example, tonight, if they pushed Princess Ariel and they pushed Princess Jasmine, people would have been excited. I think if the Disney company was like, oh, Ariel and Jasmine, people would have been excited. Ariel and Jasmine meet. Aladdin and Ariel meet. I mean, come on. Like, if you have popular Disney characters, excluding the Mouse Club people, I can only imagine that the promotion would have just been so much better. And again, another problem that Disney has is they don't promote season 7, or they don't promote Once Upon a Time on Disney Channel. With season 7, they could do one episode to show each Disney hero's villains they haven't shown yet. Yzma is top my wish list the only ones. That was from Kevin, and yes, I would love to see Yzma myself. Tarlac Emerald, the marketing is ass. Yeah, it's not good. When I started to review the show, one of the reasons why I was really excited for season 4 was Frozen, but I loved how much they promoted it, and then they slowly destroyed it. And season 4 we had season 5, excuse me, we had character posters for Lancelot, Merida, King Arthur. I don't think there was one for Guinevere. And then they just did nothing for 6. But like tonight, everyone is getting every Disney animated film is getting a live action remake. This would have been perfect to at least even hype up the fact that, oh, Disney live action is coming with Little Mermaid soon, probably years from now, but whatever. Why don't you look at Once Upon a Time just to get a sample of it? It's just, there's so many simple things to do. Once Upon a Time story, I think they need more advertising on ABC. That's the only place I would have seen commercial for. Yeah, I think I just said this, but they need to do it on Disney Channel as well. Red Cookie, you see so many commercials for once, and now it's sporadic. Yeah, I used to see them all the time myself. That's what made me want to watch it, seeing all the trailers and stuff. And then it just, from a business standpoint, it's bad the way they advertise it. But I don't work for once. I do not. I just discuss it with my with all my friends over here, and normally Joe, who's not here. But like even Tarlac Emerald goes, the Oscar promo with Regina throwing a fireball was completely wasted, and I hated it. Hated it. I watched it. My icon was the rolly eye emoji. I was like, why are we doing this? Electra 45 supernatural rating is 1 million viewers, and it's still in the CW. Yes, Electra, but I've discussed that the CW has lower standards as opposed to ABC. Like a 5 million view count for anything on the CW would be like a dream come true for them. But with ABC, it's different because is ABC, CBS, NBC, ABC, CBS, NBC. I'm missing one, and CNN, not CNN. But those 3 are the big ones, and those 3 have higher standards. But I think technically ABC has the lowest. Why am I missing one? ABC, NBC, CBS. What's the other one? There's 4. Is it Fox? God, I'm having like a brain freeze on it, and I don't want to Google it. I want to just focus on the chat. But point being is the CW is in a class below ABC, CBS, and NBC. What the hell is the 4th? There's 4. Because it's Channel 5, Channel 4, Channel 7. Maybe it's Fox. I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean I'm veering off. But the point being is CW is in a lower chain, and 1 million to the CW is fine. Brianna Hook once could get picked up by a lesser successful network. That wouldn't work because the show is so divested in Disney. It's a Disney show, and if there's anything I've learned about copyright and whatnot, Disney doesn't give up their properties. They will not give it up. Like, for Disney to relinquish anything, it wouldn't make any tactical sense in any sense of the sense. It wouldn't happen. So when the ratings eventually flatten out and Disney and ABC is like, well, no one's watching, we're done. That's what's going to happen. Unless they can get it to Marvel, to Netflix, where they do have a relationship, such as the Disney Netflix shows, or Marvel Netflix shows. that's really only the way I can see out of this. I think it's Fox, you know, Too Way Cool 21. I think you're right. I think it's Fox, but I definitely know the three big ones. I don't know why I thought there was four. It's definitely CBS, ABC, and NBC. And CBS and NBC they have even higher ratings than ABC. Kevin says it could go to Freeform since it's owned by ABC. Do you want Once on Freeform, Kevin? I would say no. I mean, Pretty Little Liars, I guess, does well there, but I don't know if I would want Once on Freeform. Freeform, I don't think is that great of a network. I don't like Pretty Little Liars, so I don't know. Will Turner fan AWE says, since I know you like The Walking Dead, I did like the fact they had Lucille make an appearance in John Winchester. Oh no, I saw that Will Turner fan. I know all about that. I thought that was fun. I like the whole Lucille thing. I saw a photo of Jared Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, and I'm blanking on Jeffrey D. Morgan all together with Lucille. I thought that was really cool. Rihanna Huck says, I don't care where Once is as long as they keep going. It's, I don't know. Numbers don't lie, but numbers are unfair. Susan Hawley goes, I think they were new. I want it to be renewed. I've discussed this for an hour. It could. It could go to Netflix, but the actors, I don't think the actors would go for it. I mean, I don't know if it would. I don't know if it would go to Netflix. I feel like a lot of you guys have said that. I mean, it's possible. Like I said, there's a relationship there. I mean, go for it. They'll just recast them. I mean, then they're out of a job, but that's also a problem. Like, these actors want to get paid. They're attached to these characters. So I think we're good. 10:15 Angelina said, I'm over an hour. Wow, that's wild. I've discussed this for over an hour. I'm gonna just I'll answer a few more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. Tarlac Emerald, if they don't renew it, war is coming to ABC. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think war would go to ABC. I mean, if the show is canceled, it gets canceled. I mean, I like the show. Don't get me wrong, but it's a show. I mean, everyone will find their new obsession. I just saw another fun comment. Imagine Once Upon a Time Disney Channel, the Regina and Graham kissing scenes would be edited out. Yeah, Disney Channel can't take Once. It could do commercials for Once. That would be handy. But I don't think it could get Once to air there. But anyway, I've talked about this for an hour. The first 15 minutes were on this episode. The rest was led by you guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my discussion. I really appreciate you all tuning in for me. Everyone who tuned in, you've been awesome. Thank you for talking with me. It's been so much fun. And I'll discuss the trailer. And then we'll talk about Once throughout this week. I am home this entire week, so I will discuss the several sneak peeks, or the 2 sneak peeks that will come out probably Thursday, Friday. So we'll discuss those scenes then. I think next episode is going to be really fun, and I thought tonight's episode was fantastic as well. So thank you all for watching my review, and I had a great time talking with you, as I said, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye, guys.